Korea was the only country which is divided in the world right now. And as you can see on the picture right now, North Korea attacked the Korean vessel and many 47 Marine soldiers died because of that attack. And in addition to that, last November, after division of 6 years division by North and South, North Korea attacked Korea. You can see the picture. This is Yeongpyeong Island. It's a small island, and North Korea attacked civilians in Yeongpyeong Island. So there were civilian casualties, and also many soldiers died because of this attack. So after that incident, after that last year, the Korea has become the tinderbox of Korea, of world. So as you can see that the tension between South and North increased because of that incident. So I'm going to talk about the background about this incident and briefly. The ideology of creation of Korea is living for the sake of others. And geologically, Korea as a peninsula is located from the sea and also from the continent. And it has about 5,000 years of history, rich history. And Korea, during that history, Korea suffered about more than 930 times, but not once Korea attempted to attack other countries. So people call Koreans a people of peace, but they are also people of suffering and sadness. And over the past history, Korea has become the colony of other countries. However, Korea made effort to keep our history, rich history, in our country, in our own sovereignty. In 1910, finally, Korea was colonized by Japan about 36 years. From 1910 to 1945, Korea was a colonized country by Japan. And the Korean people, of course, suffered a lot and oppressed by Japan a lot. And after World War II, when Japan surrendered, Korea could finally get freedom. But not after that, Korea could establish government. However, there was intervention by U.S. and Russia. And after this foreign influence administration by U.S. and Russia, they decided to divide North and South. So half of North part became the communist country, and half of the Korean peninsula became the democratic country. The Korean people, they never wanted to divide Korea. So we didn't want to the division settlement by Russia and the US. However, we didn't have any power at that time, so there was no way to avoid this division. And after 2 years later, there was 1948, South Korea finally established a government. And also North Korea also set their own government. And after 2 years of that, North Korea prepared war with communist countries, and North Korea finally attacked South Korea. We call that Inter-Korea War or Korean War. And the Korean War lasted for 3 years. And this 3-year-long Korean War devastated Korean peninsula totally. In 1948, when we established government, North and South, we established each government by the force of foreign influence. But after the Korean War, the North and South, they are really against each other, and they really have hard feelings toward. And the time, because of the North Korea's military attack, UN Security Council, they decided to support South Korea. And the coalition military, they sent their troops to Korea to support Korean War. And also so many countries gave medical support to Korea. And also about 50 countries, 50 foreign countries, they gave assistance to South Korea. And about 70 countries around the world, they fought for South Korea. That was only 60 years ago. And UN protected South Korea to become a free democratic country. And today you can see the democratic South Korean right now. So we always have the feeling, the gratitude for the world and international community who fought for South Korea and for the democracy in South Korea. And at the time, the UN forces came to Korea, and about 40,000 people lost their lives. In the history of a UN force, they made a great sacrifice for South Korea. And if you look at the Korea, we have about 1.5 million people lost their life in Korea, and also countless Korean families became divided, lost their families during the Korean War. At that time, if you look at the Korean economic situation, it was really worst. And over the past 60 years, we could change Korean society economically and politically. So as you can see, Korea made a remarkable economic development, and Korea became the world's 10th economic powerhouse, and also finally Korea could host the G20 summit. And now Korea is standing tall in the international community. On the other hand, in the case of North Korea, they are keeping closed society, which is a communist society, and they became the worst country in the world. Over the past 60 years between North and South, there was a wide gap, and there was different changes as well. In 1950s, in case of South Korea, the Korean per capita income was $67, but right now we have per capita income $20,000. 1970s, North Korea was well off than South Korea, but however, North Korea, they are suffering from serious economic situation, and also they are very unstable right now. And if you look at the Korean development, Korea is the world's 13th country in terms of overall economic. And if you're thinking about the export power, it ranks about 10th. And Korea's trading volume is bigger than African 53 countries combined export. And in many other industrial sectors, as a like semiconductor and shipbuilding, Korea is a leading country. In 1970s and 1980s, Korea succeeded in industrialization, and in 1990s, Korea succeeded to become a democratic country, become a real democratic country. And right now, we have only one homework, which is bring about the reunification of our country. And how about North Korea? If we look at the political situation of North Korea, there is a Kim Il-sung. He was a dear leader, Kim Il-sung. He led North Korea 43 years. And after his death, his son ruled North Korea 16 years. He was Kim Jong-il, and after Kim Jong-il is actually 68 years old. North Korea's average age is 67, and as you know, Kim Jong-il is suffering from serious health problems, and now Kim Jong-il's grandchild, which is Kim Il-sung's grandchild, which is Kim Jong-il's son, is going to succeed the power again. The North Korea's per capita income right now is about $1,060, and all the citizens, they are suffering from the malnutrition and serious food shortage. And so many people died because of the hunger and starvation. So North Korea is a very serious situation in economically and politically. And if you see the society, is a totally closed society. And it is very difficult to expect the civil protests and demonstration from North Korea, because they are always watched by the North Korean regime, and also they have no way to see each other. They have no way to listen from other world. So recently, about 20,000 North Korean people, they escaped to South Korea. They have to stake their lives to escape to South Korea. However, many people are doing so. But despite this situation, North Korean regime, they really want to keep their power, their rule. So right now, the tension between North and South is really severe. As you can see in the picture, as you can see, this is the Korean embassy building in China. The North Korean people, they want to refugee to South Korea. So you can see there are the people are blocking the North Korean people going to the South Korean side. So if we compare to economic power between North Korea and South Korea, so in terms of per capita income, the gap between North and South is 17.02, and also economic power gap between North and South is about 37.4%. And how about the relationship between North and South? In case of North Korea, it's a communist country, and they have a Juche ideology, and also they have a one person ruling dictatorship. And from the beginning of the North Korea, they are keeping this system continuously. In case of Korea, until 1990s, the Conservative Party was a ruling party in South Korea. And until that time, the relationship between South and North was very tensioned. And after 1990s, for 10 years, from 1990s to 2000, that time the Progressive Party ruled the Korean government. And for the 10 years, the relationship between South and North changed to become a little bit more cooperative relationship. And during that time, we could hold the ever first summit meeting between North and South. There was between President Kim Jong-il from South Korea and Kim Jong-il from North Korea. And we could start the cooperation exchange between North and South, and also we could start the economic cooperation between us and North, and also we started to cultural exchange as well. And North Korea, they took the first step to open their door. Of course, South Korea in turn gave many financial and material support and assistance to North Korea. However, although this all effort couldn't bring about the vital change of North Korea, although South Korea gave a lot of support and assistance to North Korea, receiving all the support, North Korea prepared nuclear ambition. They start to build nuclear weapons. So right now, South Korean ruling party also changed to conservative party. So the South Korean government direction has also changed. Before that, like over the 10 years, we had a sunshine policy, which is helping and more soft toward North Korea. However, after the 10 years, the conservative parties, they realized that the sunshine policy was not working to North Korea because they are receiving our aid, our support, but they are building nuclear weapon to increase tension between North and South. So, as you know, the Lee administration, the conservative party, conservative regime in South Korea, we are also pressuring to North Korea as well. So the direction towards North Korea has changed. And also we made a promise that if North Korea abandon their nuclear weapon ambition, the Korean government said we will increase your per capita income to $3,000, which is now $1,000. Right now, North Korea is very unstable politically, economically, and also internationally, and all the relations between other countries. So North Korea, they have only one belief that they have to have nuclear power. They believe that so that they can stand tall, and they believe that they must have a nuclear weapon, and they have to be also a strong country for the economically as well. This is North Korea's direction. For that reason, North Korea is not accepting South Korea's proposal to abandon their nuclear weapon and to bring about their economic development. And after that, finally, North Korea attacked South Korea twice last year, as you know, the Korean vessel, Cheonanham, and also the Yeonpyeongdo shelling. And about 2 days ago, North Korea suggested to hold military talks between North and South. But right now, South Korean government cannot trust North Korea. We are asking them, first they have to apologize about the shelling Yeonpyeong Island, and they also have to apologize about the attacking the Korean vessel. And what about the North Korea? North Korea, they don't bring the essential change. And they still keeping the Juche ideology, and they are keeping the communist society and closed society right now. And right now they are in a transition of power transfer from Kim Jong-il to his son.
남북한 간에 이런 상황 가운데서도 무력 전쟁은 절대로 하지 말아야 합니다.
In this situation, we strongly believe that we cannot bring about the war, military war between North and South. In 1994, we first realized that North Korea was preparing nuclear weapon. At that time, the Clinton was the president of the U.S. at that time. And according to the Clinton government, North Korea was preparing nuclear weapon to attack South Korea. That was what revealed from the U.S. side. And if that happens, within 24 hours of the start of the war,
군인들 100만 명이 죽고 민간인들 500만 명이
200,000
그런
South Korean
상황이었어요.
soldiers will die and so many civilian
그러니까
casualty
무력전쟁에
will be
나오게
occurred.
되면 지금의
So in
남북한의
any case, if we
군사력
have a
이걸 놓고
military
봤었을 때
war
조현대가
between North and South,
이렇게 많은 피해를 입게 됩니다.
we cannot avoid economic and human loss, humanity loss.
그러니까 전쟁은 절대 나지 않는다.
So we believe there cannot be any war between North and South.
밝혀졌을 때 그 핵이 누구를 향한 핵이냐?
But however, in 1994, when the U.S. discovered North Korea's nuclear weapon development, people wondered why they are developing nuclear weapon and which way they are aiming for the nuclear weapon. And also, there are also other concerns. If North Korea they develop nuclear weapon, then the neighboring countries like China and Japan and also other countries will also develop their nuclear weapons. So there was a great tension at that time in 1994.
상처가 나게 되니까 결국 그때 카터 전 대통령을 북한에 보내가지고 사실은.
So according to the simulation, war simulation, in that time, 1994, we could not avoid this massive loss. So the U.S. government sent former President Carter to North Korea to persuade them to abandon their nuclear ambition. And as you know, the Korean Peninsula's stability can also bring about the Northeast Asian's stability. In that region, we must bring about the stabilization and peace in Korean Peninsula for the Northeastern Asian countries, peace and stability as well. So then how can we bring about this peace in Korean Peninsula? Over the past years, Korea we adapted many different directions to respond to North Korea. And right now, South Korea, we have to come up with a new type of direction toward North Korea. As you know, in 1990s, South Korea, we wanted to have a sunshine policy, and the Korean government supported and also helped North Korea. However, the North Korea, they were preparing nuclear weapons, so we have to think about another way to dealing with North Korea. So that's why the strong conservative party, they have a very strong attitude toward North Korea. And right now, at this moment, Korea is rethinking about the direction toward North Korea. And last year, after attacked by North Korea, Korean citizens and Korean government, they are thinking about how we can deal with North Korea as well. And also, we always thought that we need to keep the dialogue channel between South Korea and North Korea. But as you know, UPF has very activities for the dialogue between North and South. And as you can see right now, I will explain later further about how UPF helped dialogue between North and South. And anyway, North Korea also have to change. They also have to change. They have to abandon their nuclear ambitions, and they have to also open their door to the other people and other countries. And also, the North Korean society also should be stabilized. Right now, because of the third generation power transition from North Korea, people are watching North Korea very keenly.
따라서 북한 내부도 역시 평화를 향해서 변화가 와야 된다.
So we really hope that North Korean society also work to bring the democratic society and also bring the peace. And we also think not only government, but also the civilian party also have to make effort to bring about this peace and also this unification between North and South.
신도를 대본다면은 남쪽에 이제 북한에서 보낸 간첩들이 있죠. 그럼 가만히 가지고 있다가 선거 때 되면
over the past years, the government, the politicians, they had a tendency to use this tension between North and South for their political regime. For example, when North Korea dispatched the spies to South Korea, upon their discovering this fact, they didn't reveal to the public. But when they, just before the election, they revealed the fact that North Korea dispatched a spy to South Korea, and they bring the instability in society, and they're using that for their political power in the politicians in South Korea. That was a test. But to become a real advanced country right now in Korea, the civil society, they have to watch what the politicians are doing, and then civil the public, they also have to watch. They have to be awake, and they have to aware what's going on North and South. As you know, as I mentioned earlier, North and South divided not by our will, but by the foreign influence. And also in the international community's peace, the North and South peace, and also the reunification is very important, I believe. In the past, we hold six-party talks between China, Russia, North and South, and Japan, and the US. And these six-party talks, we talked about how we can bring about peace in Korean Peninsula, how we can persuade North Korea to abandon their nuclear ambition. However, the six-party talks was not very successful. However, I really hope that the international community, if they abandon their own interests, and if they really want to bring about the peace in Korean Peninsula, I think we can achieve this goal. 1991년 김일성 주석과 문선명 총재가 만나서 And the UPF took the lead to bring about peace in Korean Peninsula from 1990s, and especially Reverend Moon had a meeting with Kim Jong-il, and that was the first ever meeting between Kim Jong-il and the South Korean person. 남쪽에서 단 한 명도 북쪽에 조문을 보내지 않았는데 문선명 총재는 당시에 박보이 세계일보 사장을 보내가지고 조문하게 만들었습니다. And when the Kim Jong-il passed away, Reverend Moon sent the person to pay tribute, to pay condolences, and there was that time the Park Bo-hee, he was a special envoy from the Reverend Moon to condolences Kim Jong-il's death that time. And right now, all the economic cooperation between North and South was closed up, but only the UPF are continuing economic cooperation between North and South. And also we established a peace center in North Korea where we have to go and we have to make active participation to bring the peace and also the democracy in the North Korean peninsula. You agree with that? We have to go there and we have to go to Pyongyang and we have to bring about the peace and we have to work at the peace center together. You agree with that? And next year we have to go to Pyongyang, go to the peace center in North Korea, and we have to work there to bring about the peace in North Korea and unification and democracy in North Korea. 지난번 ILC 컨퍼런스에서 시작이 돼가지고 이거같이 쌀모기 운동을 지금 정리해가지고. And from the last ILC, we are collecting rice. Rice to send North Korea because North Korea is suffering from the food shortage, and we collected about 1.4 billion tons of rice. But we have this rice, but we cannot send it to North Korea because of the tension between North and South. And I hope in the future we can send our this collected rice and assistance to North Korea. And I hope we can have a continued interest to Korean issues. Thank you very much.